Hey everybody, this week we are in perhaps the largest vehicle we've tested in a long time. This is the GMC AT4X HD American Expedition Vehicles, otherwise known as AEV. This is based on the GMC Sierra 2500 HD, but this is 2 inches taller, runs on Multimatic dampers, which makes the ride very, very smooth. For a truck this size, it's almost astounding. It's got 35-inch tires on 18-inch beadlock capable wheels. And this has the 6.6 liter turbocharged Duramax diesel engine. If my numbers are correct, it's 470 horsepower and an insane 965 pound-feet of torque. This version can tow 18,400 pounds, which is nuts. And it also weighs an insane 8,600 pounds and some change, I think. This, parking this thing is a feat in and of itself. Driving it and maneuvering it, it's a challenge, but it's better than I thought. So the AEV version provides special badging, hot stamp steel, front and rear bumpers. You can see the suspension components in there. Nice bed step. There's a view of the Multimatic damper in the rear. Some more AEV badging there. Another hot stamp steel bumper in the back. AEV badging there as well. Multifunction tailgate. Very nice. Work surface there. But what we want to take a look at is, and it's a 6'9" bed, pretty large. I think it's the only size, the only length that this comes in. But it makes this thing really long. This is, I don't know the measurements, but this is nuts. And then you've got these massive extendable side mirrors. And this is not the full length. Take a look at the back. Plenty of leg room, almost a flat floor. Underseat storage, pretty much expected for a full-size pickup truck. And then inside, AEV badging on the seats. Some red stitching, pretty nice. You know, for $103,000, it's probably not as nice as I would have expected. Let's get inside. And, you know, it's pretty expansive, blocky like a big pickup truck should be. You know, it's a little bit cheap in terms of just the sheer amount of gray plastic in here for a vehicle that's 6 figures and can basically tow a house. But there's some ergonomic things that are weird to me. Probably the most prominent is the column shifter, which you don't see very often these days and is not shocking for a truck of this size. But here's the problem. Put it in drive, and what do you notice? It's maybe not as glaring from the camera view as from the driver view, but this column shifter is obtrusive when it comes to using this large touchscreen. It's right in the way of the physical volume knob, the audio knob, and it's just, it's not a good spot. And what's striking to me is that there's plenty of center console space to put a shifter here. I mean, you could have done a rotary shifter, which most people don't like, especially for a truck of this size, but there's plenty of space. But you do this column shifter and it's just, it's too big. It's just, and it's not, it's a little clunky to operate. So that's a problem. To me, the start button, large, but it's not really intuitive. Usually you expect something to be round or red. It's a little bit hard to figure out initially. You do get used to it, of course. And the screen is great. You know, it's pretty responsive. I could do without this clock over here. I'd rather have a little bit more screen real estate than have a clock here. You know, that's your towing camera, which is nice to have. But it just seems a little bit, I don't know. It's not as well executed as I would have expected, and it's not as nice in here. But you're paying more for the Duramax diesel engine, the suspension components, the Multimatic dampers, you know, the chassis. I mean, this is a monster of a vehicle. So you got to sacrifice, I guess, a little bit of luxury to get the utility. But that shifter, that's got to go. Ridiculous.